I'm Dave Sislak, filling in for Alana Leffler, and I am joined by Jason Greenstone, Senior Director of Retail Services based in New York. Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Good, how are you, Dave?
I'm great. Thanks for being with us today.
My pleasure.
So let's first talk about some breaking news. You guys have closed a Forever 21 deal, a very exciting move in New York. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, it was a relative, really in November of last year. Started as looking for one of their other concepts called Rally Rose, and then evolved into what turned into a 42,000 square foot deal as a relocation from their current position on 34th Street to the original H&M deal on 34th and 7th Avenue.
Well, congratulations on that. It's a fantastic deal.
Thank you.
So can we talk, let's go global for a second.
Yeah.
Tell me about international brands that are looking to make a move into the U.S., to put their foot in this country. What are you seeing with that? What are some of the trends in that area?
So it's actually very interesting. When you start looking at the makeup of retailers kind of expand in the U.S., a lot of it's coming from Asia and parts of EMEA. We represent a brand called Muji, who's got a number of stores kind of internationally and 15 in the U.S., growing to 30 by 2020. You're also seeing brands that are trying to find new creative ways to enter the U.S. market. There was recent news about a company, JD Sports, who purchased Finish Line, 600 of their stores to enter the market that way. So retailers are certainly interested in expanding the U.S., and finding the right path to do that is evolving over time.
So for those retailers and for domestic retailers as well, they have to be more and more creative to get customers into their stores. What are you seeing in that respect? What's your advice to your clients as well?
Correct. So we're seeing elements of hospitality that haven't really been seen before utilized in retail. We've seen it in the residential space where, these residential developers are hiring hotel developers and designers to enhance the experience, and retailers are doing somewhat of the same. So, for example, down in Gucci, their new store on Wooster Street, the Gucci team has sales associates that are focused on selling the product, and they also have people that are in the store that are heritage employees. So they're just there to educate the customer on the history of Gucci, on why the product is designed a certain way for this season. So you're seeing the customer experience continue to be enhanced, and it's important to do so because at the end of the day, in order to attract a retailer to a brand, you need to educate them, they need to have a great experience, and then ultimately they'll turn around and go and create some brand loyalty and buy online and continue the brand experience. So it's across the board, you're seeing more and more retailers figure out creative new ways to be more hospitable to their customers, and in doing so, they're creating a lot more loyalty across the board.
It's fantastic. What are some of the other retail trends that you're seeing in New York or across the country as you work across the country with a variety of clients?
So it's interesting. I think in the past, and I've been doing about 7 years, the way people look at New York and in particular, retailers in the past, like a Gap, they'd come in and they'd do 16, 17 stores and focus in on the neighborhoods as well as the high streets. And now you're seeing more of the focus on the high streets where there's a concentration of a local customer, a tourist, and an office population. And in doing so, they're focusing a lot more efforts on, call it 4 or 5 stores in these key markets. So you're seeing a heavy focus still on the high streets and a little less activity in more of the neighborhoods.
One last thing and I'll let you go. How's your show going so far? What are you seeing here at the convention center?
The show's been great. I think we've had some very efficient meetings here, and the activity I think from last year has been great. Last year was kind of on the heels of the retail apocalypse, and you're feeling a lot more activity both on the landlord side and the tenant side, and I think that's evident in the activity here today.
Jason Greenstone from New York. Jason, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. So guys, we're at booth C1339 here in the Las Vegas Convention Center. If you're here today, come join us. We're going to have much more coverage here from the Cushman & Wakefield booth, ICSC Recon 2018. Alana will be back with some more guests coming up. We'll see you soon.